closed the firm for a while. Take some time off to nurse my mother. This isn't just any elderly woman. My husband's voice echoed down the sterile hospital corridor. It was a freezing hallway in November. There were other patients and their families nearby, and their eyes all turned toward me. In that moment, my mind flashed back 5 months. I remembered shivering alone, in front of an operating room, on the day my own mother received a liver transplant. Where was my husband then? He was playing golf with VIP clients. Am I a doctor? Will my bones heal faster if I sit in the waiting room? That cold, dismissive voice still rang in my head. And now, he was telling me to close my CPA firm and play nursemaid to his mother, pretending she was the one undergoing life-saving surgery. I laughed out loud. The people around us whispered, but I didn't care. I pulled a thick envelope from my bag and threw it at my husband's chest. The sharp corner hit him, causing him to wince. Does he take out a loan and use it to hire a private nurse? I told you this when you were out golfing. What's the difference now? I'm busy too. I have to go to court. Inside the envelope were documents for a $200,000 loan. That was the money my husband had secured using my digital identity and social security number without my consent. That $200,000 was embezzled to put a down payment on a condo for his sister. My husband's face went pale. My mother-in-law, sitting on the bed listening, gripped the side rails with trembling hands. They had no idea how much money a forensic accountant could track down in 3 months. They had no idea that the petty ledger they used to pressure their daughter-in-law over every cent would eventually become the evidence that destroyed their family. My story begins now. Hello, my name is Sarah Miller. I run a tax accounting firm in Midtown Manhattan. I'm 39 years old, and I've always believed that working with numbers was my destiny. Numbers don't lie, but the numbers in front of me that day felt like a knife stabbing my heart. It was 7 a.m. on the 22nd of April 2024, in the waiting room of the transplant center at New York Presbyterian Hospital. My hand, holding a pen, shook as I stood over the consent forms, unable to sign. My mother had end-stage liver cirrhosis and needed a transplant. Fortunately, my brother had decided to donate part of his liver, and today was the surgery. Is the guardian for Sarah Miller here? I barely lifted my head when the nurse called. There were other families in the waiting room, large groups, 10 people deep, supporting each other. But I was alone. I took out my phone and called my husband, Jason Sterling. He was a partner at a prestigious law firm. The phone rang for a long time. Honey, where are you? Mom is about to go into surgery. Oh, Sarah. I heard Jason's voice. It was rushed, dismissive. There's a golf tournament for the VVP group clients this morning in the Hamptons. You know how important this is. I can't miss it. What was he saying? I couldn't believe my ears. The man who swore he would be there before the surgery was choosing golf. Honey, you said you'd come. My brother is already being prepped. Sarah, look, I'm a lawyer, not a doctor. Will my bones heal if I sit in the hospital? There's nothing I can do. His voice was cold, annoyed that I was clinging to him. I'm busy. Be understanding. I'll stop by after the surgery tonight. Click. The call ended. I stood there, dazed, holding the phone. I could feel people staring. I ran into the restroom and swallowed my tears. The surgery proceeded as planned. My brother went in first, followed by my mother. I sat in the waiting chair, staring at the clock. It was 6 p.m. They said it wouldn't be over until after 6. Around an hour later, my phone rang. It wasn't my husband. It was my mother-in-law, Evelyn Sterling. Sarah, I heard from Jason. Your mother is in surgery, right? Yes, she is in surgery now. Evelyn's voice was sharp. Taking care of your mother is fine. But Sarah, Jason is networking for business. Did you really have to upset him so early in the morning? He couldn't even focus on his game. Jason is very distressed. I bit my lip. My mother was lying on an operating table, her abdomen cut open, and my mother-in-law was worried about her son's mood. Yes, I'm sorry, Evelyn, I replied shortly. I didn't have the energy to argue. After hanging up, my hands shook. Memories flooded back. I remembered Evelyn taking photos of the gifts she gave me with her smartphone. Every holiday, when she gave me a scarf or a handbag, she asked, "Do you know how much I paid for this?" and snapped a picture of the price tag. At first, I thought she was just cataloging them. But then, last Thanksgiving, I accidentally saw it in her study. There was a leather-bound notebook open on the desk, recording every penny I had ever cost them. Holiday allowance, birthday gifts, dining out costs, even the cost of meals I ate at their house in Connecticut. Losses on daughter-in-law. $500 for Thanksgiving, Sept 2023. $1,500 for designer dress. $236 for catering services. Even I, a meticulous accountant, got goosebumps. That's when I knew. This wasn't family. This was evidence collection for control. As the surgery neared its 4th hour, I sat in the corner, drinking cold coffee. My brother's wife stopped by briefly, but had to leave for the kids. My husband was on a golf course. A thought flashed through my mind. What am I doing? My mother was risking her life, my husband was swinging a club, and my mother-in-law was calculating the balance sheet of her daughter-in-law. I opened the Notes app on my phone and started typing. The 22nd of April 2024. Mom's surgery. Jason golfing. Evelyn complaining on phone. Waiting alone. It was a short sentence, but it was a start. It was the moment I chose to document instead of cry. The surgery ended at 3 p.m. The surgeon walked out. The transplant went well. Both the donor and recipient are stable. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. I bowed repeatedly, tears finally falling. They were tears of relief. I visited my mother in the recovery room. She lay there with an oxygen mask, looking frail. She squeezed my hand. "Sarah." "Yes, Mom. It's okay. The surgery went well." "I'm sorry. Why are you saying that when you're in pain?" "It's not your fault." She closed her eyes. I sat there holding her hand. My phone rang again. "Jason, is it over?" "Yes. Just finished." "Great. I'm done with golf. I have a dinner with the partners tonight, so I'll be late. Go home first." "Okay." I didn't say anything else. He hung up. That night, I fell asleep on the hospital chair. I couldn't leave my mother's side. A nurse brought me a blanket. "You must be exhausted. Get some sleep." "Thank you." I closed my eyes, but I couldn't sleep. The numbers kept running through my head. Evelyn's ledger, Jason's golf expenses, the trail of money I earned flowing into the Sterling household. And then, a strange feeling hit me. I remembered that the location of my passport and social security card in the safe at home had changed slightly. A few days ago, when I opened the drawer, they were at a different angle. I thought I had just misplaced them, but now it felt wrong. Call it a CPA's intuition. I took out my phone and opened my banking app. I reviewed every tab. There, I saw something strange. A notification requesting submission of documents related to a loan. My heart tightened. A loan. I had never taken out a loan. I thought it might be a line of credit for the office, so I looked closer. It was a personal loan in my name. The next morning at 9 a.m., I called the bank's customer service. They confirmed that a credit loan of $200,000 had been processed under my name on April 15th. $200,000. When did I borrow that? You submitted the documents via mobile verification and completed the electronic signature. No, I never did such a thing. In that case, perhaps you should visit a branch to check. My legs gave out. I collapsed onto a bench in the hallway. My mind went blank. Then, a chilling fact emerged. April 15th. That was the day I left my phone at home because the battery died while I was rushing to the hospital for my mom's pre-op tests. Jason had come home early that day. I remembered hearing Jason's sister, Emily, talking on the phone a few days later, thanking someone for help with her apartment down payment. With trembling hands, I opened my Notes app again and wrote, "Identity theft. $200,000 loan. Need confirmation. Operating room hallway." Something inside me began to shift. I suppressed my tears and returned to my mother's room. She was sleeping. I held her hand again. "Mom, it's okay. I'll protect you." I made a promise to myself. No more crying. This was just the beginning. 2 weeks passed. Mom was recovering, and my brother was discharged. I was busy running between the hospital and my office. Then, I got a call from Evelyn. "Sarah, come to the house this weekend. It's a family dinner." "Okay," I answered, sighing internally. In that house, family dinners were performance reviews for the daughter-in-law. That weekend, I drove to the in-laws' estate in Westchester. Jason didn't say a word the whole way. Since the surgery, a wall had formed between us. When we arrived, Emily was already there. "My rich sister-in-law is here," she chirped. "Hello." Mom is in the living room. I walked in and saw Evelyn sitting on the sofa. The leather notebook was open on the coffee table. "You're here." "Yes, Evelyn." "Sit down." I sat. Evelyn looked at me, then tapped the notebook with a manicured finger. "Sarah, I heard your mother's surgery was successful." "Yes, thankfully. That is fortunate. But," her voice dropped, "do you know how much money you have received from us since the wedding?" I broke into a cold sweat. "Evelyn, what are you talking about? Look at this." She pushed the notebook toward me. It contained more data than I remembered seeing last Thanksgiving. Every dollar I had received in 10 years of marriage was organized by date. Wedding gift, March 2015, $3,000. Christmas cash, $500. Birthday handbag 2017, $890. She read line by line. "Do you know the total?" $48,236.42. I was stunned. I didn't even want to check the math. I just gaped. "Mom, what is this?" "It's family stuff. Why calculate it?" "Nonsense. Even among family, money is money." Her voice was ice. Jason sat next to me, arms crossed. "Jason," I looked at him. My eyes begged for help. He looked away. "Mom isn't wrong, Sarah. Because that's money you received from my family." "What?" I couldn't believe it. He was siding with her. "No, then I should invoice you for everything I received from my parents? The gifts your mother bought me were gifts. Sarah, you are our daughter-in-law. Keeping track of expenses spent on you is natural management." Evelyn spoke as if this were the most logical thing in the world. Emily chimed in. "Sarah, don't upset Mom. We are family. Family should understand and share." Her voice was soft, but her eyes were cold. I stayed silent. I knew arguing was useless. In this house, I wasn't family. I was an investment to be audited. During dinner, Evelyn dropped the bomb. "By the way," she set down her spoon, "Emily is having some trouble. Her lease is up, and rent prices in the city have skyrocketed. She needs a down payment to buy a place instead. About $200,000. I looked at Emily. She put on a sad face. "It's so hard lately. I really need help. So, Jason, Sarah, can you help her?" Evelyn looked at my husband. Jason was silent for a moment. "Mom, I'm busy with a big case. I'll think about it after I settle things." "Okay. But don't take too long. Emily is in a hurry." I did the math in my head. $200,000. The exact amount of the loan I found. Later, while washing dishes, I overheard Evelyn and Emily whispering in the living room. "Mom, will Jason really help?" "Don't worry. Your brother listens to me. Besides, your sister-in-law has money. She runs an accounting firm. What if she doesn't like it?" "Even if she doesn't like it, what can she do? Helping the husband's family is her duty." They laughed. I turned off the water and dried my hands. My hands were shaking. That night, I went to my study and logged into my bank app again. I checked the loan details. The disbursement date was April 15th. The funds were transferred immediately to another account. Whose account? I wrote down the account number. The next day, I went to the bank. "Please trace where this $200,000 went." The teller hesitated. "The funds were transferred to a Chase Bank account." "Can you tell me the name of the account holder?" "I'm sorry. That's personal information." I left the bank, but I didn't give up. I went back to my office and used my professional resources. As a tax accountant, tracing funds is what I do. It wasn't illegal if I was auditing my own financial liability. When I found the name associated with the receiving account, I stopped breathing. Emily Sterling. The loan taken out in my name, signed with my digital credentials, went straight to my sister-in-law. My husband had forged my signature to buy his sister a condo. This was fraud. It was a felony. I sat at my computer and created an Excel file. I named it Evidence. Loan date, April 2024. Amount, $200,000. Recipient, Emily Sterling. Method, unauthorized digital signature via spouse's phone access. A week later, I found the physical evidence. While Jason was at work, I checked his home office. In a file labeled Real Estate, I found Emily's purchase agreement for the condo. The down payment date was April 20th, 5 days after the loan hit my account. I scanned everything onto a USB drive. A few days later, a letter arrived from the bank. A notice of interest payment due. I showed it to Jason. Jason, what is this? He looked up from the TV. What? This loan. When did I borrow $200,000? His face stiffened. That's business paperwork. A personal loan in my name is business paperwork? For your law firm. Sarah, don't get angry. I'll explain. Explain, he sighed. Emily needed the money urgently, but her credit wasn't good enough, so I used your name. You were busy with your mom, so I planned to tell you later. Used my name? Without my consent? That's identity theft. Jason, why are you being so sensitive? We're family. What's yours is mine. We're married. Just because we're married doesn't mean you can forge my signature on a 6-figure loan. It's not forgery. I signed it for you. I laughed in disbelief. Are you really a lawyer? You know this is a crime. Sarah, calm down. Unless we divorce, just let it slide. I'll pay the interest. And the principal? I'll pay it when Emily sells the place in a few years. 2 years? I have a $200,000 debt on my credit report for 2 years? You handle it. You're the accountant. I threw the bill at him and locked myself in the bedroom. That night, I added to the Excel file, the 10th of June 2024. Confession, admitted to forgery, no intent to repay immediately. I realized then, this house wasn't a family. It was a criminal organization. Evelyn's ledger, Jason's fraud, Emily's entitlement. They were using my earnings to fund their lifestyle. I decided to gather perfect evidence. I set a timeline. 3 months. I mobilized every skill I had learned in 15 years as a CPA. First, I got the logs of the digital certificate issuance. It showed a request from an IP address matching our home Wi-Fi at 10:30 a.m. on April 15th. I gathered evidence of my location hospital parking receipts, doctor's notes proving I was miles away. Second, I analyzed the signature. The digital log showed the document was signed in 0.8 seconds. A human reading terms and signing takes at least 15 seconds. It was a copy-paste job or an automated macro. Third, I tracked the money flow. My account is greater than Emily's account, is greater than real estate brokerage, is greater than seller. I saved everything to the cloud. In mid-October, my office assistant, Hannah, came to me. Sarah, you look tired. Are you okay? I'm fine, Hannah. Hannah had been acting strange, asking about my files. One day, I found her hovering near my unlocked computer. Hannah, did you touch my PC? Oh, no. I just saw the screensaver. I checked the logs. A file named Sarah, Evidence, Draft, had been accessed. I smiled grimly. I had created that file as a decoy. It contained weak, easily refutable evidence. The real file was hidden elsewhere. Hannah was leaking info to Jason. I later found out she owed him legal fees for a personal matter, and he was leveraging that debt. I went to the bank's headquarters to meet the audit team. I didn't go to a teller. I asked for the head of internal audit. I'm reporting a failure of internal controls regarding identity verification. I met a man named David Ross. He adjusted his glasses as he looked through my USB drive. Miss Miller, did you compile this yourself? Yes. This is more thorough than my own team's work. This isn't just a complaint. This is bank fraud. We will open an official investigation. Can you check if there are other instances? David checked the system. His face grew dark. Miss Miller. Lawyer Jason Sterling. This isn't his first time. What? 2 years ago, a loan application in his mother's name was rejected for suspicious IP activity. 3 years ago, A credit card application in his sister's name. He's a repeat offender. My husband was a serial financial predator within his own family. November arrived. The final straw came when Evelyn called. Sarah, I need spinal surgery. I'm at the hospital. Okay. Jason is busy with work. You need to come and take care of me. That evening, Jason came home. Sarah, Mom needs full-time care. You take a sabbatical. Are you joking? I'm running a business. Mom has only me. And I can't take off work. Neither can I. It's a daughter-in-law's duty. Duty? Did you fulfill your duty when my mom was dying? You were playing golf. That was different. No, it's not. Hire a nurse. We don't have the cash flow right now. You have $200,000 you stole from me. He froze. What? I'm filing for divorce, Jason. And I'm filing criminal charges. He sneered. I'm a partner at a top law firm. You think you can beat me in court? I'm not fighting you with emotions. I'm fighting you with math. I threw the envelope at him, the scene from the beginning of this story. Take this to your mother. I drove to the hospital myself to deliver the final blow. I walked into Evelyn's room. Sarah, are you here to help? No, I'm here to give you this. I handed her the loan documents and the flow chart showing the money going to Emily. Jason stole $200,000 from me to buy Emily's condo. Since you love keeping ledgers, Evelyn, add this to the balance. Her hands shook. If you do this, you ruin the family. You ruined it first. I walked out. In the hallway, I met David Ross from the bank. Miss Miller. Perfect timing. The DA is picking up the case. The bank is pressing charges for fraud. In December, I was summoned to the ethics committee at Jason's law firm, Sterling and Partners. I sat across from 3 senior partners. Miss Miller, we received a report from the bank. Is it true your husband forged your signature? Yes. And here is the evidence of him laundering money through his mother's accounts to avoid taxes. I showed them the analysis of Evelyn's ledger. It wasn't just petty expenses. It was a system to move cash bonuses Jason earned into Evelyn's account, then to Emily, hiding assets. Jason burst into the room. This is a domestic dispute. She's lying. The senior partner looked at him with disgust. Jason, we have the bank logs. We have the IP traces. You're fired. And we are reporting you to the Bar Association. Jason turned to me, desperate. Sarah, please, don't do this. We can fix it. It's too late. You finished your round of golf. February 2025. The court verdict came down. Divorce granted. 100,000 and a zero. Woosher. 100,000 in alimony. 54. 200,000 plus punitive damages. Jason was convicted of fraud and identity theft. He avoided jail time by pleading guilty and paying massive restitution, but he was disbarred. No firm would hire a lawyer with a fraud conviction. I heard rumors later. Jason, Evelyn, and Emily were living in a semi-basement apartment in Queens. They had sold the Westchester house to pay the legal fees and debts. In October, I moved into a new sun-filled apartment in Brooklyn with my mother. Sarah, this place is beautiful. It's our home now, Mom. A package arrived. It was from Evelyn. Inside was the leather ledger. A note read, I'm returning this. You win. I opened it. I saw the petty entries of $500 and $10 for meals. It was a monument to their greed. I put it in my drawer as a trophy. January 2026. My phone rang. A blocked number. Sarah? It was Jason. He sounded broken. I'm sorry. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I just wanted to say it. I don't forgive you, Jason, but I don't hate you either. My life is too valuable to waste energy hating you. Right. You're an accountant. Don't forget it. I hung up. Snow was falling outside my office window. I opened a new spreadsheet for a client. I organized the numbers, classified the items, and balanced the books. This is my life. A life of truth, defined by numbers. And the numbers saved me. My mother is healthy. I am free. And the future is bright. That is enough.